Today we are going to continue with part 2 of the video series that I have been doing on how to deal with the guilt that some teachers experience when they leave teaching. So if you have not seen part 1, go ahead on and click up there, one of those places, and check that out. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who do not know me, I am Cindy Lumpkin, the LD educator, and I am a special education teacher who quit when it wasn't very popular. I actually started my own school, and I have been doing that successfully for the last 8 years. Let's go ahead on and get into this video. Number 9, practice letting go. In the world of Elsa, feel it, don't conceal it, and let it go. Let it go. I'm sure you know the rest of the words. But honestly, you know, sometimes like emotions are a part of life, and whether or not we should be feeling them, we are. So I say the same way you get rid of fear, feeling it and moving past it, same thing with guilt. Feel it and then let it go. It is not yours to hold on to. My dear friend, let it go. Number 10, consider how you left. If you left the right way, you should feel no guilt. If you left in the middle of the year, did you just pick up and one day not show back up? Or did you plan for it? Did you let your supervisors or your principal know? Did you map out whatever lessons that needed to be mapped out? Did you find your own substitute? I know for us, when I was in public schools, as a matter of fact, we had the ability to kind of go to a sub finder and find our own subs. And when you built relationships with them, you kind of had the same subs and they was used to how you did whatever. So you were always call on them to see if they were available, right? So I was able to actually pick the person who I wanted to be my long-term sub. Matter of fact, we had a meeting, a sit down before I actually left, where I mapped out everything, where I talked about my different students. I kind of gave her a heads up, what you should know about this student, what you should know about that student. And that made all the difference for her picking up where I left off. So I didn't just willy-nilly just leave them. I cared enough to say, hey, let me make sure that the next person who's coming in has as much information as they can in order to pick up where I left off. And if you leave like that, you have nothing to feel guilty about. And if you are one of the ones who completed the year and just did not renew your contract, did you work your butt off until that very last day? I bet you did. And if you did, you have nothing to feel guilty about. So if you strategically left your job and you did what you had to do to hand the baton off to the next person, there is no reason why you should feel guilty. Okay, so 11. If you are someone who is currently thinking about leaving and you already have these emotions of guilt, the question that I would be asking myself, is it really time for me to leave? Now, I am one of those people who believe there is, a season for everything. Even though we may feel uncomfortable, it may not always be the right time to leave. So I would really evaluate, if you have not made the move yet, I would really evaluate if it's truly my time to leave. Number 12, you are not your student's world. Oh, I know I just crushed you, but be honest, they have parents. And you know those coworkers that you love so much? They are adults who can take care of themselves. You are not ultimately responsible for your students. They have parents for that. And you're not ultimately responsible for your coworkers. They are adults who can make decisions for themselves and who can advocate for themselves. So let the guilt go. If nothing else resonates with you, number 13 should. You shouldn't feel guilty because more than likely you gave more above and beyond than what your district or your school ever paid you to do. Most teachers never just do what is required. Not even the ones who are not as great. Most teachers go above and beyond. So you should give yourself a break. No matter the amount of time you work with your students, I bet you worked your butt off. And I bet some days you felt not so great because you felt like other people didn't see that, right? And that didn't matter because you put your big girl pants on or your big boy pants back on and you showed up the next day and still gave more than what you were being paid for. That's why you should not feel guilty. Number 14, how not to feel guilty. Sometimes we just need to talk about it, okay? If none of the other ways have resonated with you, we might need to get some counseling, okay? I am sure once you sit yourself down and talk to somebody, and maybe it doesn't have to be a professional yet. Maybe it could be a friend. Maybe it can be somebody from your church, or maybe it needs to be a counselor. But if you are really feeling that much guilt, I say talk it out. Last but not least, number 15, brace yourself. Teaching is not your identity. It is a part of who you are, but it's not who you are in totality. There are so many more things to you, okay? There's just so much more to you. And teaching isn't just who you are. As much as I love teaching, and I told you, I am a teacher. Like, I don't want to be a lawyer. I don't want to be in the corporate world. There are so many I don't want, okay? Like, I love being in that educational setting around my students, and even as once my organization continued to grow to the point where I don't have to teach as many classes, like I will always find something to teach so that I can be in front of my students, because I am a teacher, right? And as much as I love teaching, I understand that who I am as a person is not wrapped up in the action of teaching. There's so much more to me than just teaching. And I don't mean to minimize it, because it's a wonderful profession, right? But even if I can't do it, my world is not destroyed. Why? Because then I'll just make YouTube videos for you. No, I'm just kidding. But I do enjoy making YouTube videos, right? But in all seriousness, please let the guilt go. If there's not a reason why you should feel guilty, don't hold on to it. Move on with your life. Find out what it is that makes you happy, and then pursue that with everything within you. Well, that concludes our 2-part video series on how to deal with the guilt that can sometimes be associated with leaving the teaching profession. Now, if you have anything that I can add to the list, please leave them in the comment section, and that could possibly be a part of future videos. Thanks. Make sure you check back for future videos. Have a great one.